Welcome back this morning in our Sunday Spotlight. What New England has to offer in the fall, whether it's going to a fair like the Big E or visiting a cider mill or an orchard. Our area, of course, is a big draw this time of year. Here to talk about tourism in our state this season is Anthony. He's the Chief Marketing Officer for the Connecticut Office of Tourism. Anthony, thank you for being with us. It's an exciting and busy time of year for you, I'm sure.
Very much so, Eric. Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be here.
So let's start with the Big E. People have a week left to get up I-91, get across the Mass border to check out the Big E. And of course, when you go across the Mass border, you can head right to the Connecticut Building. That's what you want people to know, right?
Yep. I've been there 3 times in the last week, and I'll be there another few times in the week ahead. It's a really good time. I think it's emblematic of everything that makes Connecticut great. Not a big building, but we've got 36 vendors currently, and they've all been there before. You get some iconic names like Lenny and Joe's Fishtail and Randy's Worcester Street Pizza. But we got 12 new vendors ranging from the food space to the entertainment space. So whether you want to grab a giant loaded pretzel with chili and beer cheese, or go do an escape room and put on your puzzle solving hat and get out in 20 minutes, you find a little something that's fun for everyone.
Well, you know how we like easy things to say here in the TV journalism world. I looked it up. It goes from Bears Barbecue to Vinyl Delights. So you got pretty much the entire alphabet on your list of stuff. So, and 1 million visitors went to the Connecticut Building last year. I'm sure it'll be just as busy this year. And the building's been there since 1938. So if you've never been, you're a little late getting up there.
Yeah, it's, we've got a rich history, and I think what's happening right now, I think we're going to break some numbers. We're going to shed some records in people coming through this year. And I think that's also just reflective of the summer season that we've had. In fact, actually, news just came out on Friday. Visit tourism in Connecticut over the summer, we're up 3% year over year from the previous year. Occupancy in our hotel rooms is up 10% from year over year. And our state tourism website, ctvisit.com, we're up 44% year over year with visits of people looking at our site to see all the things they can see, do, and eat in Connecticut. And just showing the world all of what we're about, and flipping the script on expectations of our small but mighty state.
Well, and it is important to show the world that. But I always think when we do these segments, it's important to tell the people here in Connecticut, too, because sometimes you don't think about that stuff. You might live and there might be all these great attractions within a 10, 20, 30-minute drive of your home that you're not taking advantage of. So tell me about the fall campaign and what people who are watching here in Connecticut might be able to take advantage of with a little staycation.
So our fall campaign, look, I call it the 4 R's. You got foliage, fairs, festivals, and football. All very, very good things. And actually, I should add a 5th on there: food. Great food this time of year. So your fair season, obviously, we're talking about the Big E, but we have all of our fairs across the state, from the Goshen Fair all the way on down to the Berlin Fair, all of which have happened. But there's many more coming over the coming weeks. Got a good amount of food festivals, whether it's pizza and beer you're looking for, or maybe crafts. Just about any weekend in this, you can find one of these across the state. Football. Look, UConn football, these guys are ready to go. They're poised for some wins the rest of the season. So folks should get out to Rensselaer Field and see all the good things that they're doing there. I think Coach Moore is really turning that program around. And, one of the other things we talked about, foliage. Our foliage season this year is going to be one of the best on record. I'm understanding that because of the rainy summer that we had, it should last a couple weeks longer than what we typically have. And so you might have heard the news, and folks out there in TV land have probably seen how there's a Vermont town who's they blocked off their roads so that way folks can't come and take pictures on Instagram of the incredible foliage and the backdrops. You know what? We welcome them. We are a welcoming state. Come to Connecticut. Got Instagrammable spots just about everywhere, from Lyman Orchards to the Litchfield Hills. So there's just so many great spots out there.
And if people do come check them out, I mean, how much do you talked about the numbers being up. Can you attribute that to something? Is it just that the word's getting out? Is it that people are hungry to find something great to do in their backyard? Like, what would be leading to that? Because a lot of these things have been here for a while, Anthony. Is it people are just finding out about them?
I think so. We've got incredible momentum in Connecticut and what we've been doing, not just how we market the state, but also I think the world's starting to catch on, and that momentum just picks up steam and keeps rolling. Like, for example, in this past year alone, New Haven was named one of the top 52 places in the world to visit by the New York Times. Mystic was named one of the, I think it was a top 10 place in the country to visit this past summer. And we always are getting these smaller accolades throughout the year. In fact, actually, I just saw the other day that a restaurant up in Kent was named one of the 50 best restaurants in the country for people to go to. So despite the fact that we're a small state and people may not have known us, watch out. You're going to know about us in the year ahead.
All right, we got 30 seconds left. If people want to find out about all these great things, where do they go? Where can you point them to get some more information?
Go to ctvisit.com. It's a very easy website to remember, and everything that you want to figure out what to do, whether it's something to eat, a museum to visit, what concerts might be happening at any one of our great theaters or venues across the state, that's the place to find it. So check out ctvisit.com, and you'll have a great plan for the weekend ahead.
All right, there you go. If people need something to do, that's where you can go. And remember, just because it's your state doesn't mean you can't visit it. Go on there and find out all the great stuff happening in your own backyard. And like you said, Instagrammable spots, and no one's going to kick you out. Anthony, thank you for being with us here on CT23.
Thanks a lot, Eric. Have a good one.
You too. That is CT23 for this week. CBS Sunday Morning is next. You should have a great day, too. Have a great rest of your weekend as well. We'll meet you back here in Studio A for another edition of CT23 next Sunday morning.